Hey everybody, it's Kelly with Inky Hands Warm Hearts. How are you guys? So happy to be here with you. I am bringing you this fantastic little treat holder, and it is a Tic Tac holder, as you can see. Isn't that super cool? So you can see the Tic Tacs from the sides. I did the bow on the side just for a change. I wanted to punch or die cut a little heart out of the front so that you could see the Tic Tacs. And I wanted the ribbon to have long tails, and so I decided to put the ribbon on the side. If you have tag topper punches, you can use those. Those have all been retired from our line, but we have this new punch, which is really cool. It has these 3 pieces, and it's called Very Best Trio Punch, and that's what I used to turn this top into my own tag topper. So if you don't own this punch, it's a great one. Definitely check it out. It is in, well, it was in the last mini catalog, and I carried over, so it's pretty awesome. Definitely check it out. And I'm gonna go ahead and let you know what we're using. We're using the Friendly Gnomes. I had to use this adorable little bird. I wanted to put some flowers on there because this paper is just fantastic. It's a host paper that's in the newest mini catalog, and it has some fantastic coloring on it. I thought it was unusual. I wanted to use it. It's called Flowers and More Host Designer Series paper, and you can earn it when you purchase or have a party of $150 or more. So that's the paper that I used, but you could use any DSP that you wanted. I picked it because of the color of my Tic Tacs. They're the Big Berry Adventure Tic Tacs. I think they're pretty cool. And anyway, so I used the Friendly Gnomes little bird and the flowers. And then I used Conversation Bubbles. I love this bundle. I think it's fantastic. And so I used this one right here. And I used this one right here. I used the Love Ya. And then from the dies, I die cut out this one right here. And this one right here. And this one cuts actually both of them. I'll show you in a minute when it's time to go through that whole process. And of course, to cut the heart, give it a whirl, guys. If you guys don't have these yet, what are you waiting for? They're awesome. And I use this heart here. So I'm going to actually pull that heart out because I'm going to be using it. All of the other dies have been cut already. So I'm going to show you. I'm going to pull those out and show you how I went about it. So when you stamp this image, this is the die that you'll use to cut that out. So as you can see, it cuts it out. But when it cuts it out, it also cuts out a little border. Okay, so you get 2 pieces by using the one die cut. So I kept this piece and I stamped the Love Ya inside, which you'll see me do in a few minutes. And then I used that die and I cut it out a second time. Only this time I chose to use the Highland Heather. The first one was Fresh Freesia. So then I got 2 more pieces. So I didn't need this one, but I wanted to use this one. And so this became the outline of the stamped bubble. And so you could reverse it like this if you want to. Pretty cool, right? So we're going to use this today. And then this one here, I stamped that, and I used this die to cut that one out. So I've already done that cutting, but we have to cut the heart together. So that'll be the die cutting we're going to do together today. So let's go ahead and get these dies and bundles and stamp sets and everything out of our way, and we will get started on this cool project. So I'm going to put it up here in the corner. I'll leave this up in the corner, and we'll get started. So we're starting with a piece of 2 inches by 9 1/8. I know that's a weird measurement, but it works for these Tic Tacs. So 2 inches by 9 1/8, and I cut it in this direction so that these pieces would be up and down, and that way when they went to the back they wouldn't look out of place. I didn't want them to be sideways, so I went with the up and down. So that is what you have there, and we are going to score that. We only need to score down the long side. Here's the opposite side of the paper, and since it's lighter colored, it's actually going to be easier to see, so I'm going to score it on that side for you. So we're going to score it at 1 inch. And we're going to score it at 1 1/4 inches, which is this first larger tick mark. And then 4 1/4 inches. 4 7/8, which is 1 tick less than 5. 7 7/8, which is 1 tick less than 8. And then 8 1/8, which is 1 tick after the 8. Again, 1 inch, 1 1/4, 4 1/4, 4 7/8, 7 7/8, and 8 1/8. So this 9 1/8 piece by 2 inches, we're only going to score down the long side. I want to burnish really well because it's going to get put through the die cut machine, and that definitely smushes out these score marks. So if we have a nice burnished mark in place, we won't have those issues. So I'm going to start with that. And I line it up with the sides of my paper to make sure that it's nice and straight. So that's the bottom. That's what's going to hold the Tic Tacs in the bottom here. We're working on that part, okay? Now we have the score marks at the top. So we have this one here. And again, I'm going to hold it against this edge and give it a nice burnish. And then we have one more. It's a skinny one, but we still want it to be straight, so we make sure that it is lined up with our sides. So there's that one, and this is actually going to form that kind of a piece, okay? Let's do the other side. I'm going to actually push it forward here, and I'm going to make sure that my sides are lined up. Give it a nice, again, make sure my sides are lined up. Okay, so these go in like this. And they're going to hold the Tic Tacs right there. Okay? Let's go ahead and die cut out our heart. And I'm going to place it approximately, you know, I'm kind of eyeballing about 1/4 inch from the bottom. Doesn't have to be perfect, just the best that I can do. We're going to use our baby machine. Don't forget, guys, that this machine is available with your starter kit. I also have the blue one, the boho blue. It's a super cute machine. So we're going to use plate number 1, plate number 2, and we're going to put in our die. I'm going to actually slide it in, and we're going to make sure that I have it nice and lined up. Don't mind my squeaky chair. Also, if the bunny is a little bit excited today, don't mind him either. I bought him a new house, and he is exploring it today, so he may make some noise that he doesn't normally make. Okay, so I'm gonna, that's decent placement. It doesn't have to be perfect. The idea is just to get a shape that you can see the little heart out of the bottom. So here is our little heart piece, okay? And now that I have die cut that out, I'm gonna place it up here so I don't lose my die. I'm gonna put this away. I'm gonna show you guys the boho blue machine real fast so that you can see that one compared to the white. Here it is. And it is so precious. That's what it looks like. Works the exact same way, just a different color. All right, let's get these plates out of the way, and I'm gonna put away this heart before I lose it. I try and take care of my dies because I don't want to lose any of them. That way I always have them available. All right. I'm gonna burnish the piece that I put through the machine one more time, just to make sure that my lines are nice. And then we're going to use this punch here, and I want to explain a little something about it. So when you punch in this piece here, I'm gonna grab a scrap paper. I know I have one on my desk here somewhere. I'm gonna find one. There it is. You're gonna slide it into your punch, and there's guides on either side, so you push it until it doesn't go any farther. And when you press that down, oh, this paper's so thin, it doesn't work very good, but it gives you that cut. Now, if you want that same cut on the other side, you have to reverse it like I just did and slide this in to this piece. If you bring it in from the opposite side, you're going to get a different punch. So this one has it indented and this one has it out. So just be aware that you have to flip your paper. And I'm gonna actually show you how to do that with the designer series paper. So I'm gonna hold the two pieces together. I'm gonna line them up and I'm gonna make sure I have them nice and secure, and I'm gonna slide them in to this piece. And I want that curved end. So the curve is showing the direction that I push it in. So I can see that curve. So I'm gonna press that. And it's giving me that little curve at the top. So now I'm gonna flip it around. You see what I did? So now it's on this side. And I'm gonna slide this piece in all the way in as far as it goes. And now I have two curved pieces. If I had come in from this direction, it shows me that I'm gonna have an indented piece from this direction. So based on which way you slide it in is how you're gonna get that piece to punch. So just be aware of that so that you don't get upset with your punch. All right, so now we have those pieces in there. This is gonna be the front. Obviously it has the little heart punched out of it, and I wanna make sure that my pieces are in place and they're ready to go. So I am gonna glue these two pieces to themselves. Okay, I'm gonna glue them together. So I'm gonna grab my little silicone mat, and I'm gonna put adhesive on this back section with my wet adhesive. And then I'm gonna press those two pieces together. What I like about this wet adhesive is that you have a little wiggle room, so you can line it up, get it in place, and then you're gonna give it that little press. I'm gonna bring that piece up, I'm gonna bring this piece up and make sure that it's adhered, and that, so there's my holder. Now I'm gonna slide my Tic Tacs in from the side, just like that, and you can see that they're showing through that heart piece. So the next thing I'm gonna do is tie my bow. I used a 15-inch piece of ribbon. This is our Fresh Freesia open weave sheer ribbon. So I'm gonna bring those two sides together like that, and I'm actually gonna turn it on its side to make it a little easier for myself. I'm laying it on its side, and I'm just gonna be gentle. I'm not gonna push real hard. but I do want to secure my ribbon. So once I get it there, I'm going to go ahead and tie the bow. And bring this piece through. Grab it with my fingers, hopefully. My fingers don't work very well because I have carpal tunnel. When Valentine week is over, my fingers will be so much better. Tuesday I go to the doctor, so not much longer now. You'll have to hear me complain about them. I do get frustrated with myself because I know what I'm capable of and then I can't do it. So I just laugh at myself because, I mean, what else are you gonna do, right? Oh, goodness. Okay, so once I'm happy with my bow, I fluff it up and I slide it into place where it's gonna live on the side of my package. So I'm gonna lay that down. All right, we're gonna stamp the Love Ya on the inside of this piece because that's gonna get attached. So we're gonna use some fresh freesia. I wanted to let you know that the outline was done with Orchid Oasis. And I've already done that, so we don't need to do that again, but I'll show you the ink. It's Orchid Oasis. All right, so let's go ahead and grab our Love Ya stamp right here. I have a lot of stamps on blocks right now, so I'm just using whatever blocks I have available. That's why this one's on this big long block. But I wanna go ahead and stamp that right there in the center. I love this little bird from this set, from this gnome set. I thought he's so animated and so adorable. So I definitely had to use him. The little squirrel from that set is precious as well. All right, now we're gonna ink up the bird and we're gonna ink up the flower. So we're getting our stamping out of the way. So we're gonna do the bird first. We're gonna grab my Memento Tuxedo Black. Make sure I get plenty of ink on there. And we're gonna stamp him down onto that little tiny scrap of white. Oh, he's so cute. I'll clean that in a minute. Let's do the flower. Actually had room for the flower, for him on this piece here, I think, but I wasn't sure and I didn't want to cut it too close. Look how cute. All right, so now it's time to color. I'm only using 2 colors. I'm using dark Fresh Freesia and dark Highland Heather, and I am cleaning my stamps with my Simply chamois. All right, so we're gonna color. So let's go ahead and pull our 2 dark Stampin' Blends out. And we're gonna start first with the bird. So the bird is Fresh Freesia. And we are using the dark. So we're just gonna go over everything except for his little beak. And then we're gonna do his beak in the dark Highland Heather. There's his little beak. I'm also gonna go back over those lines that the artist gave us right here, just to give him a little shading, and right there on his tail. And we'll just leave him alone, put him to the side till we're ready to fussy cut. So for the flowers, I'm going to use the dark Highland Heather for all of the flower petals, and then the rest of our picture is going to be in the dark Fresh Freesia. So it does lighten as you color. So the petals will get a little bit lighter. They won't be quite this dark when they've dried. It has to soak into the paper. I also chose to do the leaves and the stems in the dark Fresh Freesia. So I started first with my petals. Not my petals, my leaves. And then I worked on the stem of the flower. So I got my leaves done, and now comes that piece. And I'm gonna do the centers also in the lighter color. All right, that's all of the coloring we're gonna do. So time to fussy cut. So we're gonna use our paper snips. I'm gonna grab a drink of water, if you don't mind. When I talk a lot, my voice gets hoarse. And if the bunny gets loud, don't mind him. You never know what he's gonna do. He's a little wild card, but I love having him in here. He's so fun. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and fussy cut our flowers. I am a little bit of an intricate fussy cutter. You can cut as much or as little as you want. But I like to get details, so I go in. If you don't like to fussy cut, you don't have to go in all the way like I do. It's completely up to you. And I will tell you though, I didn't used to like to fussy cut, and now I don't mind it at all. So the more you do it, the better you get, and I think you just don't mind it as much. Because I know there are some people that are part of team I hate to fussy cut. I am not one of them. I don't think I ever hated it, but it was never like fun for me. Not that it's fun now, but I don't mind it at all. I can hear little Jasper chewing on something. I don't know if you guys know, but bunnies' teeth grow. And so they have to keep them filed down. And so instinctually, they're constantly gnawing on things, which when you have a free roaming bunny could be a challenge, but we have lots of toys for him that he can chew on. And then he doesn't destroy our stuff. You definitely have to bunny proof your house, that's for sure. Because it's not that easy, but it's not that bad. And the joy that he brings is just immense. I don't know if you guys saw on Tuesday, what day was Tuesday? The 17th. I did my live stream video on YouTube. And at the beginning of the video, he sits on my desk. So if you're interested in what he looks like, you can take a peek at the beginning of that video. We're almost done here. Most of the treat package is already done, so it's just the decoration part, right? We're almost done. I'm gonna get rid of that excess. It's a little bit easier to fussy cut when you don't have all of that hanging around on you. And I just have to fussy cut the bird. He's super easy to fussy cut because he's so small. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, I would love to have you be a subscriber. And if you want to know when I post new videos, if you click that bell, it'll notify you when I post new videos. And for those of you who have never been to my website, it's inkyhandswarmhearts.com. I do post my YouTube videos there, but I also have detailed photos of the projects and a little bit of information about them. I also have information about Paper Pumpkin, which I have a group for that. So if you're interested in purchasing Paper Pumpkin and having a group to get together with and put your kits together, even those of you who are not local, check out that group because we have a great time together. But you have to be a Paper Pumpkin subscriber under me to join that group. Alrighty. And there's our bird. The hard part's done. On to the easy part, decorating. All right, so we're gonna use, let's see, mini dimensionals, regular dimensionals. I think I need a new one. I'm almost done with that dimensional pack. I always have them on hand because I tell you what, I should have stock in dimensionals because I do use them often, but you get so many in the package, they do last quite a while. 300. I don't know exactly how many is in the mini. Let me see if I have one here in my drawer and I can tell you. 720 minis and 300 regular. So they last quite a while. All right, so I'm gonna place this flower here, and that flower is kind of hanging off the end as well as that and the leaves. So I'm mainly gonna concentrate right here on this right-hand side. So when I put my dimensionals on there, I'm gonna concentrate on this side here. So I'm gonna put 2 there, and then I'm gonna cut some pieces, and I'll show you why I cut pieces. And then we're gonna put, I guess we don't need the big dimensionals. This guy's kind of small. All right, so let me show you. I use parts and pieces from the edges. So when I finish dimensionals, I go ahead and come in here and I cut some strips. And to me, I love using them because I'm able to place those in spots where I've done some fussy cutting, like I just did there. Let's put this one here. And that way you get plenty of foam backing on all your pieces. So we're gonna use these pieces right here. We're gonna put one on that leaf. And then I'm gonna do one down the stem. Right here. All right, so I have another one cut. I have one more, I think. Let's see if we can, I'm gonna cut this. Well, actually, no, I'll use it up here, and I'll use a short piece. A shortened piece. I'll show you. There's some shorter pieces on these sides. So I'll use a shortened piece. And we'll put it down here at the end. All right. So it is a little challenging when you are putting dimensionals on things. See, these 2 pieces are separated. I'm going to attach them with dimensionals, and I'll show you what I mean. I'm gonna put my 2 die cut pieces together. Let's grab the big dimensionals here. We'll put one of those there. We'll grab another one. Put another one right there, and another one on this side. Then I'm going to use the minis, I think. All right, we'll use the minis to finish this up on the edges because they're so narrow, and these little pieces are narrow, so it works out really well. We're going to attach those 2 pieces together, and the dimensionals make it work. See? Fantastic, right? Let's put one of those there, and then I'm gonna put another large one in the center. I like to over dimensionalize. And let's put 2 right here. One here, one here. All right. So now we have dimensionals on all of our pieces. Let's put this here. Sorry guys, I like to clean up as I go. I'm not always, when I do my videos, I like to, because I don't like there to be distraction where you guys are watching. So we're gonna pull that off, and then this little chat bubble comes up here at the top. And then let's do this one next. I love using my take your pick tool. Oh, come on. It flipped over, and one side sticks way too good. I'm gonna have to use a new dimensional there. One side sticks way too good to the dimensional, and then the other side is the part that easily peels off. So sometimes if it flips on me like how it just did right there, and the wrong side got on there, then I have to put a new dimensional. All right, there we go. So that's that one. So this is going to be right over that ribbon piece, like so, and I'm gonna angle it because the little birdie is saying love ya, right? That's his little tweet talk. All right, so there's those. Let's put him right here. Oh my gosh, so cute. All right, and then let's get these guys off. So we're gonna put here, pull these little backs off. I think that one is off already. Oh no, it isn't. Let's pick it up with our take your pick tool. I think I have one more. Yeah. There we go. All right, and we'll put our flowers down this side here. Precious. So there is our little Tic Tac holder using the Give It a Whirl dies for the heart, Friendly Gnomes for the bird and the flowers, and the conversation bubbles with their dies for that piece. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Also, don't forget about the awesome punch, the very best trio punch. That's fantastic, and it was what we made that tag top with. I'm gonna move these guys down a little so I can fit that in the, there we go, in the camera. So if you haven't checked out my website, please check that out, and don't mind me, but I'm gonna ask if you wouldn't mind sharing my video with your friends. I would greatly appreciate that. It's super easy to do. You just click on the share button. You can share it on Facebook. You can share it on Pinterest. And I would be so grateful. So thanks for being here, guys. I'll see you here tomorrow for another video. This is Kelly with Inky Handswarm Hearts. Happy stamping!